The secret of the Korean miracle. How can we apply the Korean miracle to us? I will tell you the secret right now. Please subscribe and like.
In the 1950s, South Korea was like a desert. A barren land without a single blade of grass and bare mountains. At that time, it was similar everywhere in the country. The total amount of trees planted per hectare was only 1/20th of what it is now, and half of the country was bare mountains. Even in a 1969 UN report, an analysis was made that the devastation of Korea's forests had reached a point where nothing could be done. It was a time when it was impossible to even dream of having trees in a mountain. At that time, 50% of our country's forests were bare mountains, and 8% of the mountains were bare of grass. At that time, Korea was almost desertified. The dry mountains on the verge of desertification led to various disasters. Since the forests were desolate, even a little rain would wash the soil from the mountains, causing floods, which buried the fields and led to many farms being abandoned. In the 10 years since the Korean War, the loss of farmland continued to increase significantly, which further accelerated poverty. About 200 years ago in Korea, floods and droughts usually occurred once every 20 or 30 years. These gradually increased to once every 10, once every 5 years, and then once every 2 or 3 years after 1945. The firewood for Korean households was wood. This is a miracle of Korea. The history of Korea's successful reforestation is a history of great bare hands. And it was also a history of suffering as people struggled to escape the shackles of poverty. Reforestation had a humble beginning, but its end was great. It was a miraculous journey that looked ahead to 1,000 years into the future. For our people who had long regarded bare mountains as their destiny, reforestation was a task they thought could not be accomplished. However, in just 50 years or so, Korea achieved the miracle of forestation by carrying soil and seedlings on their backs and climbing up to the top of the mountain, planting trees with their bare hands and covering them with soil with utmost sincerity. The miracle of bare mountains were the history of human victory that made our Republic of Korea a forest powerhouse envied by the world.